You're the one they told to go out and conquer the world, to go out schooled and educated, dress well, speak calmly, walk tall and attractive, be confident, carry yourself with grace, strength and masculinity, to be feminine, beautiful and elegant, be intelligent, all that stuff. Okay, I love how it sounds. These all are true, very necessary. Even I've spoken so much on this concept. We all grew up with this ideology, but that's basic. It's nothing foundation. A wise man once said, you never have a second chance to make a first impression. I couldn't agree more, because what is the content in your content? Like, in a world where impression sells more than what you ever could say. So today I'll be giving you 10 foundational strategies for building a personal branding for yourself. It is foundational because this is what people will work with dealing with you, especially from instant, not your facials, like all the effort you put. If you don't see personal branding in connection with your reputation, you won't see the need to build it. So let me start off with the definition. Personal branding is how an individual is seen, is known and perceived by others. It mirrors practically everything from one's appearance and behavior to their professional reputation. So in essence, your personal branding is the combination of your skill, your experiences, your personality, all of this you want the world to see. No much worries if you're at that stage where you're still building a brand for yourself. Okay, let me take you through the foundational strategy to building a quality branding for yourself. So when you hear people talk investment into quality growth, they are talking branding. First of all, I put here is to find purpose before you project personality. So before you think to project your personality in any world's view, find purpose. If you follow my definition, this is very important to quality branding. We often cling on to titles, to beauty and applause like they last forever, but they don't. They fade, really. They fade with time. It is purpose that gives you permanence. It's your brand's weight, what actually holds the quality of your personality. It's hidden in your purpose. I say this to say that personal branding is about real alignment, true alignment to your identity, your goals, your value, your purpose now. So for your brand to strive, it has to be anchored on this truth: who you are, what you're here for, where you are going, what you do, why you do the things you do, your network generally, everything your destiny answers to. They are the pillars for your unique brand. And really, if we are to talk quality, that's what people should see when we are mentioned. And outside this, I know one thing purpose does for a man. Okay, it puts you on a path so that your achievements, your struggles, your challenges, your speed, like upward and downward spirals, have some meaning attached to them because they are aligned to purpose. You are on that path of destiny. So scripture says that all things work together for good, but it doesn't stop there. Okay, it said for the good of them that are. So that's a real connection between your purpose and identity. They have to all work in alignment with your who and why, your reason, purpose and identity. Now, my mentor will always say that speed in the wrong direction is useless. This statement is relative to all, isn't it? Yeah. So for this concept, if you are really seeking to build a brand for yourself, you have to do a regular check-in on why you do the things you do, whether everything you do on a daily is answering to purpose. Like, what are you giving into your world? What's the framing of your impact? If you're building something that has true impact, you will have to do a regular check-in with this. Okay, making sure that there's an alignment to all of that, just so you are not chasing shadows. To an extent, how this thing works is on the grounds of getting back exactly what you gave into life. Not like exactly, but to an extent, yeah, getting back what you gave into life. So if you want to build quality, you have to put in some content that reflects that personality you want the world to see. So second I put here is to develop a strong personal philosophy. If you are seeking to build a brand that mirrors your image, okay, you must have a knowledge that reflects you. One truth: before people will buy into whatever you do, they first will buy into why you do it. Is, for instance, I stand say in a tattered environment, very unpleasant environment with shabby clothing, like, and I stand to give you this same content, like making the same video. Truthfully, before you buy into whatever it is I'm saying, regardless how good I put it or how good it sounds. You will first question why I was where I was at, why I dressed the way I was dressed, and a lot of questions, okay, that will interfere with the focus you want to put in the content I'm giving out. Yeah, so that's what branding is to a very large extent. Your philosophy is seen to people as the set of beliefs that guides your decisions, that guides your voice, your actions, your values, and your words. So you are primarily the product of your mindset. It's good you develop that, because that's what mirrors or reflects your ideologies to people. Build your mind, okay, before it mirror what is unpleasant to your world, even without your knowing. Your brand is only as strong as the conviction that's behind it. This generation have seen too much of surface level influences. They want to know what you stand for, not just what you look like. Yeah, your uniqueness have a voice. It echo that difference, and no one can mimic that, even if you try. It's for instance, say you want to mimic a popular artist, and try it and see if people will listen to you in mistake for them. Like, it's not even relatable. So as you study and give yourself to resources, make sure that they are quality enough, and if they are not, work on them. Okay, so work on your beliefs around money, your beliefs around success, your beliefs on failure, people, leaderships, family, and family life generally. Your philosophy is what will make your content original. It's what attracts people to your kind of ideology. So when people quote you, it actually comes from here. Number 2 of what I put here as a strategy to building a quality branding is to identify your strength and lean onto your advantages. When it comes to your unique brand, it's your strength that will differentiate you from others and showcase your uniqueness, whether in business, in career, family life, and ministry. Trust me, there is no uniqueness without difference. So when you are building brand, let people know you more for your strengths, not your weaknesses. I know the story around vulnerability and the importance for it, but that's what you do with God in His presence to a larger extent, okay, not on the public. I don't know about you, but why we show our weaknesses before God is first because we trust Him, but second, it's also because we draw our strength from Him. So if showing your weaknesses to the public isn't going to get you that strength you're looking for, then there's no basis for it in my defense. Because we're talking branding, your strength is what mirrors faith. It's what mirrors consistency, mirrors power, grace, perseverance, resilience, wisdom, trust, and commitment. I can go on, and for me, that's a quality brand. I'm not saying hiding and pretending to be strong even in times where things are hard. Okay, I've said so much on this video. So my balance here is little weakness, just little weakness. Not when the public is expecting to see strength, you will come out with so much weaknesses, and you are resolving within yourself to think that that's vulnerability. No, that's not it. The Bible speaking, when Jesus was counseling the disciples, He said, when you are now strong, strengthen your brethren. So He was telling them, He was counseling them on the basis of how to become strong. He now ended by saying, when you are then strong, strengthen your brethren. So your brethren are waiting to see your strength, not your weakness. What makes one strength is nothing fragile. So it's cool to identify them, okay, so that you can lean on their advantages. And one way you can identify your strength is first self-reflection. A thought around activities where you naturally excel and feel energized, the things you enjoy, when you feel the most confident and proud, like not like pride, proud, like of yourself. Okay, that's the areas where you can identify your strength. Some of the things that comes to us easily compared to others are the areas where our strength are. Another way you can identify strength is the feedbacks you get from others. And I'm not talking validation. No, I'm not talking validation. Okay, I'm talking about there are some of the things that others see in us that we don't see, or sometimes we see but we kind of overlook it. Yeah, not random people though. I'm talking friends, families, loved ones, people very close to you, your growth cycle. Like, yes, another way is to look out for past successes. Sometimes we need that validation, we need that internal validation. Okay, we want to look out for the moment where you most succeeded and got praise grace or the skills that helps you achieve that, it kind of highlights natural strengths for you in so many ways. I read somewhere where someone was saying that we live life forward, but we understand it backward, which is very true for me. Yeah. Another way you can identify your strength is to try new things. I've spoken on how you come out of your comfort zone and make something for yourself, because sometimes you discover new strength when you step outside, like outside your regular usual routine, and do the unusual, like not the normal. It helps you discover unique strengths. I've seen so many times where I did something very surprising, like very amazing, where I was put under pressure, and it's also practical to school system. Okay, there are certain exams that you never thought you would pass, but because you're put under so much pressure, like you have like just an hour to cover a course, and that pressure kind of show off some strength that you didn't even imagine, like you never knew was inside. So trying new things helps you identify hidden strengths. Yeah. So another strategy to building personal quality branding now is to build meaningful relationship. The network of people around us kind of add quality to our branding. Okay, whether we like it or not, people can dot us from our network of friends, society, community. Yeah, so your personal branding strives through this genuine association. If you are seeking to building a brand for yourself, put so much energy on this. Okay, build a network of community and association that mirrors respect, mirrors class, morality, faith, and good energy to life principles. Generally, it's clear how that you can define someone just by seeing the network of people around them. Okay, you can even accord respect to some people just because of the networks around them. Like, I won't see you around to good moral believing people and perceive you to be a person of disrespectful attitude. No, it doesn't even happen to anyone. As you're seeking branding, pay attention to your association, your inner cycle. Okay, the network of people around you speak a lot more about you. And authenticity attracts authenticity. Mutual support strengthens your journey in many regards. Like, yeah. Number 5, as a strategy to building quality branding, is to come out with consistency and patience. You may not be the most experienced, but always strive to be the most consistent. It takes a lot to come out and own your identity. It's always energizing from a public standpoint. People are so much drawn to consistent personality. It's very engrossing from that public standpoint to know that you are what you say, you are what you do, and what you project. It's a great brand for yourself, especially when people get closer to you and realize that that thing you mirror is actually your true reputation. When you're seeking for quality branding, your beliefs cannot be contradictory. You cannot be inside blue and you are outside yellow. No, build a personality that is consistent so people are able to trust you with your words and action. This for me sells more than 100 drums of praise and presence. And for your sake, get over with the norms, like the social norms, and build with quality your image, your reputation. Don't be chasing shadows, following every wind of doctrine. Grow, evolve, do all those good stuff, but do it steadily, because quality is not hasty. When you chase this, what happens is that you get burnt out or you lose self-efficacy. I say this to say that be patient with growth. Again, quality is not hasty. Point number 7, I like this point, is to learn promptness with responsibility. You are a grown-up now. They have tapped you in the back to get you to doing something productive with your life, with your time, but not anymore. Get to a point in your life where you tell yourself, not anymore. I'm not going to be waiting on people to put push on me to be productive, to put a push on me to be responsible, to put a push on me to be accountable to life and what it holds. Get to that point in your life where you tell yourself this truth, because truthfully, growing comes with responsibilities and maturity actually stems from this. So when you are at school, be learned. You are in your career, be very diligent. You are in church or any worship center, commit with dignity and some sense of accountability. Okay, it reflects so much of yourself. Personal branding requires that you are a person with due sense of responsibility. And ultimately, let me mention this, one will be singled out in a crowd for three things. First is responsibility, second is value, third is for culture and the respect you have for it. And when I'm speaking culture, I'm talking about systems and faith. And from a public standpoint, that's what made you you. So when people come near to dealing with you, they give close attention to these three things. That's quality, you know. And this one now leads me to a point I put here: set your priorities right. When you are seeking strategies to building your brand, people should know you for strong moral standing, for good spiritual grounds, for aligned principles. You are not a person with different shadows of life and personnel. Like, that's not brand. It's okay to finding yourself when you're growing up, or get to a point in your life where people know you for a thing. Not just build, okay? Build a brand that stand an image for yourself. It's how you can attract quality people to your life, okay? Quality energy even. Find this, okay? Build however you want to build it. Go to the scriptures if you have to. Pray so well if you have to. Because wisdom tells aright. My mentor would say that to be right is to stand with God. There's no two ways about this. Yeah. So last point I put here as a strategy to quality personal branding is to acknowledge your achievements, celebrate your wins, no matter how small it is. Be your greatest motivator. Find ways to reward yourself on a regular. It helps you show up with grace and strength. Celebrating your achievement, no matter how little, can help you build a validation system. I've come to realize that people need validation on a 100 ground, maybe 80 grounds, okay, on a 80 ground. So, and this is it, okay? Our first validation, our validator is God, and but second thing that validates us is ourselves. Okay, I know Jeremiah 1:5 was saying how that God has ordained you to be a prophet to the nations even before you were formed in your mother's womb, yeah. But your second validator is yourself. Okay, so build that system that always tells you that I see you, you are doing great. Okay, celebrate every small achievement. Make sure you reward yourself, regardless what people will say. Okay, if I do great, I know I do great. I don't need someone to like shadow me with their perspective with regards to greatness and achievement. No, the balance to this is you can ride on this, okay? You can ride on people's challenges to grow yourself, but you can't dwell in it, especially if it's like turning back to becoming a self-sabotaging event for yourself. So build that system that mirrors this for yourself. I always say that what we see outside is a mirror reflection of what has happened on your inside. So if you don't handle this from your inside, whatever image you are putting on the outside will not reflect the true personality for yourself, really. So do that very religiously and celebrate yourself. Yeah, celebrate yourself. So I just think to add this, okay, I know I said last, this is last of last, okay? Optimize your media presence. This is very vital because there's a code that says post an image, sell an impression. We want to build brand, quality brand. And what people see about us tells so much of what we are in their mind. You don't want to be perceived rudely or disrespectful because of the content you put up there. So watch the content that go up on your space online. I know sometimes you just have so much you want to give out there, but work with regulation. Your posts, your comments, your replies, your image on the internet, your media presence, okay? Some regulation. Yeah, it's gonna put quality to your brand. This is a defining decade. You will be so responsible for what you build now. So this is the time to be very strategic about your voice, your intention, your growth, and your ideal self. You don't have 1,000 years to build this, so stop waiting to feel ready. Be ready. Start growing yourself with what you already know, who you already are, and who God is called you to become. Let your personal brand be more than what people see. That's the message for me, actually. And that's the real quality in branding your personality. For me, you can be right, but when your personality is misaligned, then you are wrong. And finding yourself is the best spot for retreats. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. The video have blessed me. I really hope it does bless you, and if it does, do all that good stuff. Okay, subscribe to the channel, like the video, put a comment down the section for us, anything. Okay, another strategy you feel we can work with to rebranding ourselves on a 10-10 level, okay, put it for us down the comment section, and let's continue this conversation down the comment. And thank you for watching. This is Rejoice Cephas. Bye for now.